Hello, I'm Rekiba.
Okay, and we have a specialist in the house. We'll leave her to do her own introduction.
It seems I happen to be the only specialist, like she said, in the house. Well, I'm Dr. Mrs. Jennifer Brimer. I'm the President, Chief Executive Officer of Intensive Rescue Foundation International. And I bet you, listeners out there, you're going to have, something really special today. So sit tight and give us your listening ears.
Well, today we're talking about personal hygiene, keeping it clean at all times. I think if we have enough time, we can cover hair, nails, skin, and pretty much everything in between. But before we get into that, we have a small feature we'd like you to watch. We'll be right back after this.
Good health is as prized as life itself to every living organism, including man. Good personal hygiene remains pivotal if these must be achieved. In fact, experts say it is the first step to good grooming and happy health. Elementary cleanliness is common knowledge, but a lot of times not really practiced. Every external part of the body demands and should get basic amount of attentive care on a regular basis. Neglect often causes problems that one may not even be aware of. Some problems may not be caused by poor hygiene but can be well improved or managed with the practice of personal hygiene. Such problems include dandruff, earwax, head lice, and some body smell. Poor personal hygiene has been proven to cause and aid spread lots of fatal infections and diseases including cholera, flu, and recently the monkeypox, among many others. Prevention has always paid a lot better than cure. Now is a time to show yourself some love via constant personal hygiene. How often do you wash your hands in a day?
When there's a child out there that's not getting the same that your own child is getting, the difference will tell, and there will come a time in the society where that child is going to take its pound of flesh.
Where you can actually, everything from watching a program with the child, you can start off the conversation from something on the TV and say, oh,
For me, it's like, hurry up with this business. And the other one said, Auntie, it's not about me, it's about the guys. They're not ready to marry.
Yes. See if she wants to ask something. No, I know my mother very well. In fact, the most interesting one is when I put up pictures on WhatsApp, Snapchat filters and all that, she will call me, remove that picture. There was a day I got tired of all that and I said,
Okay, so personal hygiene. What's your personal favorite? I mean, I love taking long baths. I don't know if that falls into the category of keeping it clean, but I'm a bath person. I don't know what is your own personal grooming favorite, Divan.
I love long, hot baths. It has to be hot, like steaming hot. Then I like, thank God there's a doctor in the house because she'll probably tell me all the things I'm doing wrong. You know these hard sponges, right? Now I managed to make do with the mesh thing, but I grew up with a mom who used to pluck, that one that grows, that one. Some people just take they peel it off and then they soak it for a couple of days. That woman used to just rinse that thing. Oh Lord, she would rinse it, grab a hold of me and scrub the black off my body. And I got used to that thing. So if I'm not scrubbing my body until I'm actually aching, I don't feel like I've taken a proper bath. Okay. So for me, it's definitely soap, water, hard sponge, clean clothes, and usually I'm good to go with that.
Okay.
Clean hair too.
Clean hair. Oh yeah. What's your favorite, Rakiba?
Long hot bath, manicure and pedicure.
Oh,
That's your favorite.
Oh yes. That's
okay. Well, you were about to say that there's something wrong with what Divan.
Well, not particularly, but let's let the audience know that, or the audience members know that the sponge she's talking about is not the metal sponge for washing pots.
I
mean, some people may just go say, oh my gosh, I heard this lady on TV, she said if you use that kind of sponge, please, that's not what she did not say that. She did not say that. I haven't used the mesh sponge, but I know what she's talking about. It grows mostly in the north. It comes like a basket, like a pre-woven basket.
Yes,
It's poofy.
When I said mesh, I'm referring to these ones they sell.
But no, I mean the fiber, the organic one.
It's a plant.
That's
I
the
don't
one
know
I'm
what it's
referring
called.
to. Okay. It's poofy, like it comes poofy like this.
Yeah,
I've seen
cone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I've seen it in the natural states. They sell them when you're traveling all the way from maybe Abuja to Edo State. You see them on the road. And I wondered what was that, and I stopped the car and I went to have a feel, and they said, madam, you don't know what it is. I said, no, what is it? It's a sponge. It's a sponge. I said, for bathing or for washing place? They said, for bathing. For bathing. I said, oh, okay. So how do you get it? How do you get to use it? And then they said, you can soak it, you can pluck it off, you can use it like that. And all of that. Wow. So please, that's the one she's referring to. Okay. Not the metal one for washing pots.
But those kind of sponges are good for circulation. Am I right? I mean, I got the impression that...
Well, a lot of people tell you a lot of things.
Okay.
Because they want to sell their products. But basically, what are you washing off really? When you take a bath,
what are you dirt off your skin, all the gunk from the day.
Yes, that is what you're not trying to peel off your epidermis. No. Because this is the largest organ in the body. Your skin is the largest organ. The epidermis is the top layer of the skin. You're not trying to pull it off by trying to wash off and get your skin all bruised up. That's not what you're trying to do. You're trying to wash off the excess oil and the dirt that has accumulated over the hours that you've been playing or you've been working.
So if you do just soap and water, is it okay?
Soap and water is actually okay. There are some people that are allergic. Like I am allergic to anything as sponge. Really? I'm allergic, yes. I didn't used to be allergic before growing up because my mom used to really give us that hot bath too. Yes. Okay? You will tingle when she's done with you, you'll be tingling. Yes.
I know.
You will actually tingle when she's done with you. But I don't know, when I was in university, I just started itching. I use the sponge, I itch. Okay, I say maybe there's something wrong with this one. I get a new one, I'm itching. Okay. What's going on? Okay, so I threw that one away. I got the mesh one, I'm still itching. I got the foamy one for kids. You know the foamy one? I'm still itching. What is going on? I suddenly became allergic to whatever is in the sponge. Okay. Some, common material like a pollen or something. So I stopped.
So Dr. B, what do you use? A face towel?
Soap, even face towel itches, I itch too.
No way.
Wow. Everything. Wow. Okay. So what I do, I use soap and water regularly.
Do you use body scrub?
That's what I started using. Okay. Now, body scrub, I even started itching.
Wow.
At the end of the day.
You have a very sensitive skin.
So I started using sugar and honey.
Wow.
Okay. But is that same thing as scrub?
But no, the scrub, they have some other stuff in there.
Okay, yes.
So this is just plain natural honey and sugar.
Yeah.
And I'm using the sugar, brown sugar. I'm using the brown sugar because of the seedling. So that you can have the effect of something like apricot scrub, but this is just sugar and honey. And then I do that once.
Yeah, it does sound.
But it works, it works.
It's once a week.
Okay.
Once a week.
And that works for you, and you don't get any breakouts?
No, nothing.
Okay,
no breakouts.
Because in my personal experience, if I try to exfoliate in any form, I just
break out. A lot of people do that.
For me, it's my face. For me, it's my face.
I don't know if when you were in school, they taught you how to use eggshells to make exfoliate. No, not even vim. Eggshells? Yes, eggshells.
To do what?
You break the egg powder. You break the egg.
You dry
the egg. You take out the film.
Yeah,
that
inner coating.
Yes, you dry it.
That's for the boiled one?
Boiled egg, of course.
Yeah, boiled egg.
Even dry, anyone. You just
eggs.
need the eggshell.
Okay.
Just need the shell.
Okay.
Yes. So you dry.
Okay.
And then you eat a pound, or you put in the blender. You know the little blender that blends.
Yes.
Right. You just
fish.
Yes.
Blend the dry stuff. Now you take it out. Now instead of sugar, you use honey. I mean, instead of sugar, that replaces the sugar.
Oh, okay. So it gives it that,
it gives it that gritty thing, that gritty effect, and then you use. So, but you can also use it as a scouring powder, which is what a lot of people are taught.
Yeah, that's
as a scouring powder to wash the black off the pots, your pots and your cooking utensils.
Wow.
And you can add a bit of ash to it.
Yes.
Yeah,
but you know the thing with ash. The thing with ash is, it reduces the ability of the soap to lather.
I'm not talking of for the skin. I'm
for the pots.
For pots.
Oh, okay. Yes, definitely. Because I mean, our grandparents, that's what they use.
But you know, sometimes when you take your bath with, even when you do it with a sponge, sometimes you just, scrub your body with your hand and you see some,
Yeah, dead skin.
Dead skin. Yeah.
It's normal. It's natural.
It's advisable you go for a Moroccan bath or hammam or
You do it at home.
Just do it at home. We do not exfoliate our skin or shed our skin like snakes.
Yeah,
Some other reptiles.
Yeah.
So if you do that, you will see.
Definitely.
That's the way, the natural exfoliating process the body goes through without you actually seeing your skin on the floor.
Okay.
Yes.
That doesn't mean you're dirty.
No, that's not
Well, when I was younger, I thought that was
Even when you finish having a
so maybe
proper
that's
bath,
why you were using that sponge.
I just got used to it.
Okay.
even when you finish having a proper bath, like the type her mom will give you or my mom will give you, and you do like that, you still see it.
Exactly. That's what I said.
You still see it.
Exactly.
It's just a natural process. Our bodies just keep replenishing itself. It's just like having a cut. You bleed, a day or two, the thing begins to heal itself.
Yeah.
That's just what happens.
Okay.
It's a natural process that goes on every day until, the Lord say, come, it's time.
Dr. B, could you tell us about personal hygiene when it comes to keeping your mouth fresh?
Good.
That's my major concern.
You know,
exactly. When in the office someone's like, hi, Nika, and you're like, oh my god.
God.
And how do you even tell the person to correct it? That's a big challenge.
I don't.
No matter how close you are with the person.
I've never been able to tell anybody you've got bad breath.
Or body odor or anything.
But
do
you
help in any way?
I just feel as if it's so cruel. I can't say it.
Not telling the person is the cruel part.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I wouldn't know how to. I wouldn't
break
know.
it to the person
that is why we're here. That's why we have.
But I think it depends on your personal relationship with the person. If you're actually very close with the person, you can actually talk to the person.
That's it.
And you could give him a hint or two, and you'd be like, I think you have an infection. There are better ways to say it.
That comes.
Let's go see a dentist, or you could take the person to a dentist just for a medical checkup. But you have it in mind that the person has issues. By doing that, just by doing a medical checkup by the dentist, he will be able to tell, you have a bad breath. I think you have an infection, and it will be treated, and you would forever be grateful to you.
Okay, but the thing is, bad breath does not necessarily mean you have an infection. It could be poor oral hygiene.
Yeah.
Oh, now let's tell our audiences that personal hygiene is something that we must take very seriously. And what is personal hygiene per se? It is a set of practices or principles that we engage in order to maintain cleanliness and to be socially acceptable to our peers and to colleagues and to people we meet along the way. And so for us to be able to maintain, personal hygiene and cleanliness, it is also a process or a way of preventing and avoiding disease states.
Yeah.
And so as we're maintaining our personal hygiene, we're promoting health and well-being. We're promoting health and well-being. And there are aspects of personal hygiene. I shall just mention one. Oral hygiene. We have hair hygiene. We have nail hygiene. Okay. We have the body hygiene, general body wash hygiene. And then we have the one for women.
Yeah.
The special one.
Yes.
The special hygiene of how to take care of your feminine parts.
Yeah. Good. Before you even start educating
your lady
us,
parts.
There's something I want to ask.
Yes.
Because some women go extreme with that thing.
I know.
Use douches.
I
used to have a friend who had this formula where she would add a bit of soap, salt to boiling water with Dettol.
Yes, and sit
then
on it.
dip cotton wool in that thing and insert it inside herself.
Oh wow!
I know people who use garlic. Tie a string around it, insert it inside yourself, and pull it out later.
No way. In the name of personal hygiene.
Yeah,
part of it is not just personal hygiene. Part of it is thinking they want to make that area
and make it tighter.
Make that area tighter.
Oh,
for the men.
See.
Yeah, but apart from that, I now read somewhere to my shock that you're not even supposed to use soap.
Yeah. The best way to clean is water.
That's the part I really want to know.
That is still being debated.
Yeah, because I got the impression that area is self-cleaning.
Yeah, that's self-cleaning.
It
so
is
you just use
self-cleansing.
soap to
The natural aroma, let's say aroma, or flavor that is supposed to emanate from that place is supposed to be fishy.
Yeah,
now, who wants to smell fishy on a normal day?
I don't want to smell fishy.
It never gets that intense.
Or oniony.
Yeah,
so they tell you fishy.
Does diet affect how you smell?
Of course, it does, especially with things like garlic that you just mentioned.
Onions.
Things like
raw onions.
Yes, it affects it because if you have noticed, for some people, the moment they ingest garlic or any kind of spice,
comes out of the pores. They're sweating.
You're talking. You're sweating. You go take a dump. Your poop smells like it.
Now.
You go pee. You go pee. Your pee smells of it.
Yes.
You fart. It smells of it. So we have to be careful, in as much as they say all of these spices are supposed to help the immune system.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
We have to
the
be
main
careful.
reason.
And the thing is, we are guilty of not being able to moderate everything in moderation.
Okay.
If we can do everything in moderation, then we will not have much of a problem.
So do you recommend
Say,
douching?
douching is something that if you do properly, it's okay.
Define it.
Douching, there are products for douching. You go get the douche product itself, the douche bag. This is not, an insult or a shade. There's something
But
called
that's
the
where
douche.
it came from.
Yes, there's something called the douche bag. You go get it, then you follow the instructions.
Okay.
But how often are you supposed to do it?
That's the problem. People
Exactly.
want to douche every day. You don't douche every day. Once a week.
Can you do it after your menstrual cycle or?
Once a week,
Okay.
once every 2 weeks. Some people prefer to do it once every 2 weeks because that is when their period comes and goes.
Yes.
Okay.
2
So that
weeks.
the whole place is clean. But the thing with doing it after your period is this: you need to be certain of when your period starts and when it stops, because you cannot do it when your period is still trickling off.
Okay.
Yeah,
It has
yeah,
to be
then the
completely.
purpose is defeated, right?
Yes, because if you do it when your period is still trickling off, you go back and do it again twice in a day or
Sure.
twice in 2 days.
Sure.
And you're not supposed to do that. And you know that our feminine part, our lady part, it has a specific pH
Yeah.
that it is supposed to
pH
maintain.
balance.
Now, if the pH is off kilter, then you start to notice foul smelling odors and discharge. And then you're saying to yourself, but I just douched this thing.
Yeah, but
How
I
come?
thought that was all about infection.
That is what I'm saying. When you get the pH off kilter, it gives the natural occurring
Bacteria.
the opportunity to grow. Because when you have maintained the pH of that area, the bacteria cannot grow.
Yes.
Candidiasis cannot thrive in there.
Yes.
If you maintain the natural pH.
Yes.
It is when
Okay,
the
so
pH is
candida
off
is
kilter.
actually about the pH balance not
Yes,
being proper.
yes.
Not
It's not
that
a toilet disease. You don't get it from the toilet.
So why
just
on
exacerbates
earth
it.
did it become a toilet? People just say
It
it's a toilet.
exacerbates it.
Oh, I
A
see.
dirty toilet exacerbates it.
But there's this debate about feminine wash that usually ladies use, depending on the pH balance.
Yes.
Because they usually write it on the.
They'll write it there for you, yes.
Some people say it makes you. Constant use makes you dry, and some people say it's it tempers with the pH.
pH and allows infection to set in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what
Exactly.
do you do? Do you use it or do you stop using it?
That's what I just said just now. In moderation. People are freaking out. They want to be so clean down there. They're hurting themselves.
Wow.
They're hurting
Some people have
themselves.
OCD actually.
Yes, obsessive compulsive
Yeah,
disorder.
yeah,
When it
yeah.
comes to
OCD,
down
they
there,
use it
you
almost
watch,
every-
and you know
every
the thing is, our lady parts or our feminine parts is so sensitive.
Very, very.
It is highly vascularized. What does that mean? It means that it has a lot of blood
Blood
vessels.
vessels.
Any little thing you do to it, it starts bleeding. But the good thing about the parts being highly vascularized is that it heals quickly too.
Okay.
It heals quickly too. So you do not want to mess it up.
Okay.
Because take example now. You douche so hard. The place is dry. The place is hurting you.
Yeah.
You even see specks of blood.
Yeah.
And later that night, Oga says, "Oh, I'm ready for you today." What are you going to tell Oga?
I'm not ready for
I'm not ready for
Oga say you have been chasing me around the room for these past days, and today I'm ready for you. Say you're not
No,
ready.
we should be able to have that conversation. I'll just
Yeah,
straight
that's
up be
a
honest
different
with you.
conversation altogether,
You
right?
tell Oga that you were cleaning it for him and you cleaned too hard, so he should keep his thing
Okay,
first.
you know what? Let me speak for the women that are not team douche or team feminine wash.
Yes.
They
Team
want-
water.
Yeah, just is there something that we can eat or cannot eat to help keep that place nice and?
Okay, for me, I don't believe in what you
diets.
can eat, what you cannot eat to
Okay.
keep the place nice. For me, I believe in balanced diets. Eat your balanced diets, lots of fruits and vegetables, lots of proteins, minimize your carbohydrates, especially as you're getting older, you do not want to pack on the pounds. All right. Now, just keep that place clean. You have a bath in the morning, you have a bath in the evening, you should be able to keep that place clean. And I say to ladies, if you have such a demanding job that you come home, you just want to hit the sack, please do two things first. Take off your makeup.
Sure.
And if you're so tired you can't have a bath, sit in your bath in the toilet, WC, or squat in the jacuzzi or in your bathtub or in your shower. Get a bucket of water, or pull the shower head, face down there, give it a good wash, even without soap, and go to bed. Don't go to bed.
advice.
Don't go to bed with that
Without
place
going, for
the way it was when you left in the morning.
Mm.
Because even you, when you wake
smell.
up in the morning and you go take a pee, you will hold your nose
Yeah.
and it is your body.
Yeah, you won't be
So
happy.
if you can perceive it and is uncomfortable, What about the person next door? And now we're not even talking about the hygiene of it. Now we're not talking about we're not talking about it smelling. We're talking about subsequently, because poor hygiene down there is one of the risk factors to developing cervical cancer.
Okay.
So we're not trying to be clean for our men now, or to be clean for the sake of cleanliness.
To be healthy.
Like I told you earlier, the habits or personal hygiene or maintaining personal hygiene is to be able to deflect disease, to prevent disease and maintain a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah.
And so if you can keep that place clean and prevent the onset of cervical cancer, why not do it?
Okay. Can I just take a quick detour and talk about hair?
Yes,
in
please.
terms of hair under your pits and hair over there too. What are your thoughts? To keep or not to keep?
Well, for me, I don't keep
At all?
at all.
Devan?
I don't keep.
I don't.
And just in case they didn't hear us right, she's asking, do you keep hair under your armpits? Or is it advisable to keep hair under your armpits? Is it advisable to keep hair down there in the feminine parts? And you know, in our feminine parts, we have the hair growing from the mons pubis, which is the larger area that faces outwards, where they say you have a camel toe if you wear a certain kind of pants and it doesn't fit right. And then it goes all the way down to the anal orifice. That is where you take your dump from, the poop, where you poop from. The hair grows all the way down there. I do not keep hair anywhere. That is my own preference.
Wow.
That's my preference. I do not keep.
But is it advisable to keep? What's the advantage of keeping?
The advantage of keeping is, for some people, they like it. Like my mom will proudly comb her own. She will have a bath, groom herself properly,
But
and
don't
she
you
will comb
think
it.
it adds to the bad odor and
That is-
especially when you sweat during the day?
Yes, hair
it
is
could trap
protective. I mean,
That
it's
is-
there for a reason.
Yes.
Why
that is-
take it all off?
That is part of the
Protective?
reason why I take mine off.
Okay.
Because when you sweat,
I'm telling
when
you,
you sweat,
even with the
you-
spray and the roll-on and
you
everything,
sweat down there, you sweat under your pits and all of that. You don't want the smell.
and you
And-
get
and-
all moist and everything,
Yes.
and
In
you
my
could
case,
stain
I'm
your.
pretty hairy, so that if there's any hair going on there, it's like a, what do you call, like a 5 o'clock shadow.
Oh, okay.
It's not something. It's something that will soon be gone.
Okay.
Yeah. For instance, I know of people who can wear one sanitary towel all day long
Seriously?
for the simple fact that they don't bleed much.
Light flow.
Light flow.
Yes.
I still know
But that is not
at the very
advisable.
least you should do it
8
at the very
hours.
least twice.
2 to 6 hours actually.
2 to 6
2 to
hours.
6 hours.
6 hours.
Yes.
I thought it's 8
Actually,
hours.
you know me, sir, I was doing it wrong.
8 hours is the advert for one
Yeah.
of these disposable
Yeah.
towels.
You never take those things seriously.
Nobody takes them seriously.
Yeah,
Because
I mean,
even when
imagine
2 to 6
2
hours.
to 6 hours, you change your sanitary towel.
This is on the light side. Do you know one day, out of just sheer idleness, I picked up, was it Rob or Mentholatum or something?
Yes.
And I was reading how to use, and they're like, don't place it in mouth, don't place it.
Yeah,
I
right.
was like,
They do, but we don't read it.
Yes.
We don't read it.
You will
You will swallow it
and
and you rub it on your face,
Yes.
on your chest,
Chest, on
you
your back.
inhale instructions.
External use only.
Don't external use only. Don't swallow. Don't. I'm like, oh God.
But you've survived. You're an African, so you
Everybody
survived.
survived.
We all survived.
People don't even know how this thing
We
should
should
be used.
stop
all
hiding
survived it.
behind that
We are an
phrase. We are
African.
You're a Nigerian, not even an African. You're a Nigerian, so you're tough.
No,
You need
but
to
we're
stop.
really ingenious.
You know,
because
my major concern when it comes to personal hygiene is body odor. So
Body
people
odor.
are naturally born with it.
Yes.
How do they deal with
Okay,
that?
now see, let's go back. Let's rewind and go back to when she was talking about oral hygiene, and you mentioned oral hygiene.
Yeah.
And I said oral hygiene is one of the aspects of personal hygiene. So let's deal with oral hygiene, and then we'll go from there.
Okay.
So when we deal with oral hygiene, we go to hair, and then we come to body.
Okay, I have a question.
Okay.
If you have someone, a friend, a brother, a sister, a colleague at work that has a very bad oral hygiene, or let's say bad mouth odor,
Halitosis.
yes, how do you tell the person in a very polite way?
Yes.
How do you help the person? Because it's a bit challenging. Sometimes you might not want to approach the person, and the person will feel like you're being, like you're insulting him, or you're trying to say the person is dirty, when in your own mind you're actually trying to help the
In the
person.
person's best interest, yeah.
I love that question. You know why? Because I have been in that situation.
Okay.
I have to.
15
and
years
I need
ago, a very good
resolution.
friend of mine, childhood friend, was about to get married. And she said to me that her fiancé or her fiancé it's got mouth odor. Wow. And they have been dating for more than a year.
Okay.
And that was the first time she had the courage to tell me that her fiancé has got mouth odor. And each time he wants to kiss her, she looks for an excuse to avert her face. And the kiss will land on her cheek. And then what is she going to do? Because now he has proposed, because the engagement was just
she needs a solution.
The engagement was 24 hours old, and she needs a solution.
Well, apparently she liked the guy.
Yeah.
Crazy about him. They're still together, happily married, 4 kids.
Wow. You know, there's always be an obstacle.
So what is she going to do? I said to her, this is very simple actually. She said, how? Tell me. I've been dying in silence. I could have told you since all these months. What do I do? Easy. I said, come, this is not just what do you do. Come with me. Let's go to the shop. We went to the shop, supermarket. You get mouthwash. You get breath freshener. You get 2 sets of toothbrush. Two sets. You get 2 sets of toothpaste. And not just a regular toothpaste. The one that they say is for sensitive teeth. The one that has triple action. All of those things. You get them. The good, really good ones, okay? Now you get the dental floss.
Sorry, why 2?
Why what?
2 of which?
No, you use this one. You don't like it, you switch to this one.
Okay.
Because after all
Just
the hype, sometimes you put the toothpaste there, you do like that, the thing disappears from your mouth.
Yeah.
You're like, where did this thing go?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then you put the other one, that one is like from the beginning to the end, it's there, and you feel really good.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a choice. Yeah, and the 2 we bought he had never used. She told me the type, the brand he uses. So I said, okay, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to say to him, sweetheart, I love you. But,
of course she does.
But it's difficult to be intimate with you the way you want to be, because I'm going to be blunt, we're going to spend the rest of our lives together, irrespective of what I'm going to say to you now. I have accepted you to be my husband. So I need you to do, and if I have any issues, if I have body odor, or if I have anything,
you can come forward and tell me.
Just say this to the poor man, because the man will go home every day wondering why you will not let him kiss you and all of that. And so she did it with the products right there. I spoke to my friend, and this is what she advised me to do. I hope you're not upset. You know the friend. Call my name.
I think the part he might not be happy with is telling your friend.
No.
Yeah. Some men will not be okay with that.
Well, I know him too.
The friend knows that she's a medical professional, so it's not out of spite or anything like that.
Say to him, tell him that.
Okay.
This guy was so grateful. Nobody had ever told him that he had halitosis.
Of course.
Yeah, everybody's frightened.
He said, you mean all these months? He said he even fell more in love with her that day than when he first met her.
It could have backfired.
He started using He started using the whole thing. Really? He chose the favorite toothpaste he wanted. And the toothbrush we bought were not just because we wanted to buy 2 for backup. One is hard, one is soft. One is medium. We bought 2. We bought the regular, the soft and the regular.
Yeah.
I mean the regular and the hard.
Yeah.
That's what we bought. So choose the one that you like, that suits your mouth. You know? And so he did it. And now, what was the cause of his own halitosis? He had adult onset hydrocephalus.
What is that? What's that?
That is when the spinal fluid accumulates and nowhere to go. For kids, because their skull has not fused, you see it starts bloating up.
Okay.
But for adults, it starts, you have constant headache. And so they had to go put, let's say a pipe, layman's term, to drain it into the abdomen.
Yeah.
Connect, and that's how they did it for
and
him.
He never knew he had hydrocephalus.
It was even because he wasn't well.
No. But he was saying that may be it. And I said I don't know.
Well, he knew he had hydrocephalus.
Oh, but he went through the surgery.
Okay. Before she told him.
Yes. Okay, so when she told him, he
said
was
it
thinking that it might be as a result of that.
Then he used that opportunity to tell her about his medical condition.
You see? It's all about communicating.
And then she was scared. She said, "Oh my God, he may just
fall
down and die."
Telling them something
she came.
That's
she said,
pretty deep.
He may just fall down and die. I said, "See, he loves you. He's scared you may run away if you find out and all of that."
Wow.
The onus is on you to educate yourself. Pull up, go to Google.
Yeah, you should have told me that before proposing.
Yeah. Google and all of that. But would
that have influenced her?
That had nothing to do with his halitosis. But it was just an opening for him to tell her about his medical condition.
So in the long run, it worked for them.
Yeah,
both of them.
They're still together, happy. Nobody's ill, nobody has died, no emergencies.
Okay,
and the halitosis is gone.
Yes.
I'm really hoping that this is an avenue for some people out there to take a hint. Find out for yourself what is the self-test to know if you have bad breath.
Oh, that is really simple. It's really simple.
Yes.
Don't use your hand and do ha ha ha.
Yeah, that's what I do.
That is the easiest. That is the easiest thing to do. If you want to know if you have bad breath, okay, brush your teeth. Give it an hour. Get the face mask that surgeons use.
Okay.
Or get a handkerchief. Handkerchief is easy to get. Or any light cloth in the house. Pull it like a bandit from your face to the back and tie and into it.
Somebody told me you lick the back of your hand and smell it.
You can do that too.
You can smell it from your
saliva. You can do that too.
I don't know. Will I know if I have bad breath?
You will smell it.
You will smell it.
But for those people that have been living with bad breath, they feel that they have bad breath.
This is now coming
you
from the outside.
How?
So you don't know.
But I smell it already, so
the people that don't smell it, I don't know what's wrong. But
and you know, sometimes there's this thing, this whitish thing that comes to the angle of what's that?
Yeah, but
because I think
your saliva is thick.
Yeah, and then it kicks up around.
And you talk and it just comes out. Yes, I know people who.
Is there anything they can do about it?
But I think sometimes infection, you know,
you leak.
There could be an issue of infection.
Each time you talk, you leak, and then you clean up.
Could there be an infection?
Some people that are very bad with keeping that. You know, if you know you have that.
You should be self-conscious.
Very conscious.
Yeah,
so the way you're speaking
because you know sometimes it comes out like milk or.
Dr. B, what are your thoughts on shaving creams? I'm going back to hair. Sorry.
You know the thing with shaving creams is, it's back to the allergy thing and back to the accumulated effect of developing a cancer in future. Because even the talc powder that we use from, I don't want to name the brand now.
Yes.
They have class action cases in court.
So I heard.
From cancers as a result of all of that. You know, but shaving creams is what men use mostly for their beards, and women also use it, especially for the armpits. Some people even go as far as doing it down there. But for people, for people in the developed world, what they prefer to use down there is wax. No, wax.
Wax.
Oh yes. You know when summer is coming.
Oh, it's painful.
Very painful. Have you waxed for the summer?
What about the use of lemon?
Oh, lemon is good.
What? Yeah, for bathing because
especially to keep your lady parts clean.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
so what do you do? You squeeze some of it
onto the water. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Onto the water. It's like a disinfectant.
Some people say it's a bit too harsh. Some people are like,
yeah, but it's just a drop. Just a drop, not the whole.
Can you do it like every day?
If you even put more than a drop and you put it in there, it starts to smart.
Yeah.
You smart.
Okay.
It tingles in the wrong way. In a bad way.
Okay, we're talking about personal hygiene. If you're just joining us in the conversation room, Dr. B is in the hot seat, and we'll be right back after this.
And Dr. B is enjoying her hot seat.
When there's a child out there that's not getting the same that your own child is getting, the difference will tell, and there will come a time in the society where that child is going to take its pound of flesh.
Where you can actually, everything from watching a program with the child, you can start up the conversation from something on the TV and say, oh, you know.
For me, it's like, hurry up with this business. And the other one said, Auntie, it's not about me, it's about the guys, they're not ready to marry.
Yes. So if she wants to ask something, no, I know my mother very well. In fact, the most interesting one is when I put up pictures on WhatsApp, you know, Snapchat filters and all that, she will call me, remove that picture. There was a day I got tired of all that and I said,
let's talk about hair.
Yeah.
I'm a weave-on kind of girl. I love weave-ons, but there are times when you have it on for too long, you can tell. You don't even need to know. Once the woman walks through the door, you can smell it from a mile off that her hair isn't very clean. So
she's been there for too long.
It's been on for too long. What's a good time to keep your weave-on on?
Okay, now before we jump onto the weave-on talk or hair hygiene as an aspect of personal hygiene, let's tell our audience members or people watching us at home that do not be afraid to tell a loved one or a friend that he's got a bad breath or she's got a bad breath. Okay. The thing is your manner of approach and the person's personality. If you cannot do it yourself, then get a friend that he or she listens to do it for you. Okay. And then when you go to tell this person, go with products that the person can use immediately to try to combat the bad odor or the halitosis or the mouth odor. And also find out if the person's got a loose teeth or a loose tooth, because most times when you're going through, you know, dental issues, the breath smells double bad, triple bad, quadruple bad. It's terrible. So if the person has got issues with their teeth or their dentition, then they need to go see a dentist. If that is not the case and it's just bad breath that you've noticed for quite a while, then use what we've just talked about: breath freshener, mouthwash, good toothpaste, the right kind of toothbrush, and do it.
And brush twice daily.
Even more than that.
Can ill health cause that?
Of course. Haven't you noticed that when you have malaria and you say something to someone, the person may even just go do like that? Because the body is not in a normal state. Hormones are raging, the disease is raging, the white blood cells are fighting. And so everything will come out. Even the way the person smells too. Even if you've had a bath, you still smell thick. There's a smell that people who are ill have. You haven't noticed that? Yes.
The mommy in me wants to jump in here and say, I have 3-year-olds that just don't really like brushing their teeth.
Normal.
Is there anything I can do to encourage them? Once they see me with, they're like,
That is why they have these beautiful, attractive toothbrushes and toothpaste, and little buckets, little bailers to scoop water from, and the little thing that they used to keep their toothbrush. Everything is just nice and beautiful. Even the taste of the toothpaste is like something you want to eat. So all of this is to entice them to maintain or to begin and maintain good oral hygiene from that age. All right, so let's go to hair. The thing with hair is this: you need to know your hair type, your scalp type,
and your skin type.
Very necessary. Are you a sweaty person? Do you have a
dry skin?
Dry skin, oily skin, medium, kind of in between oil and dry? Do you have dandruff? What kind of hair? What kind of scalp do you have? Is it easily irritable? Does it get dandruffy or easily? Does it get dirty easily? Does it retain sweat? And then what kind of lifestyle do you have? Are you someone who is active in the gym, or who has an active job where you need to move all the time under the sun, sweating, doing one thing or the other? Now, you do not expect a farmer to put a weave on in there and go to the farm. But if you do, and you go to the farm at the crack of dawn, and you're there 12 midday, 1, 2 p.m., somebody will not tell you to grab that thing and pull it off. Okay, so what kind of lifestyle do you have? Are you active? What kind of skin type do you have? And then what kind of weave-on do you put in there? Do you put a human hair? Do you put a synthetic one? Because all of these react differently to skin types and to environmental conditions.
But is there a difference between
how long should you keep your weave-on for? It depends on what we have just talked about: your lifestyle, your skin type. Like we had a conversation just before we came back on of someone who's active in the gym, who loves to go and work out. And when you go and work out, you must sweat. Except you're like a few people, like a friend of mine. She can walk from here to Sokoto and she doesn't break out. It's not a drop.
I rarely sweat, but I've come to realize it's not necessarily a good thing.
She can walk from Abuja to Sokoto and she will not break out. Not even a drop. There are people like that. It's a medical condition. But people are enjoying it. If I were like that, I'll be quite happy. I hate to sweat. When I sweat, I don't have any sense anymore. I'm so irritable, don't even talk to me. Okay, so if you're like people like that, then you cannot have a weave on. That is why I say kudos to all of us wig wearing sisters, because you have the choice of just, when you walk out of this show, you put your hand in the middle of your head and you yank it off.
This is a wig or a
This is a wig.
Oh, really?
And it's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah. It doesn't look like one.
And it's sitting so nice. Just walk out of here, put your hand in the middle and yank it off.
There's some wigs that you see and you're like, oh no.
What is this?
What is this?
Do you have birds living in there?
Of recent, some guys we had a conversation with some guys and they were like, at work, it's like a torture, because some of the ladies, when they just pass you by and they're talking to you, and someone even complained about his wife that she puts this weave on for like 6 weeks or even longer, and she sweats profusely during the day, and it affects him because he feels like, do you really need that weave on?
I really hope let's have this conversation with her.
You should have it with her, exactly, because
I'm sure he did it. If he had
ask us a question, ladies, let me ask us a question. Why is it difficult for us to talk to our spouses? or to our loved ones. A lot of women cannot open up. A lot of men cannot open up. They would rather go talk to someone outside.
And that's really nasty.
That is so wrong.
Really
because
nasty.
whether you're a Muslim or a Christian, the first thing that the people who are at your wedding will tell you, that is the officiating ministers will tell you, is
keep things between yourself.
Keep things between yourself.
You are the husband and she is the wife.
Communicate. You must communicate.
Don't work.
And they are not talking about communicating of when the lights are out.
Oh, I'm going out. I'm going to work.
Not even that one.
When the lights are out.
When the lights are out. But that's not what we're talking about. That is basic. We're talking about basic occurrences in the house.
And I think this kind of conversation actually makes the bond stronger.
Of course, because if you can tell your...
And you tend to respect your like each other, because I wouldn't want my husband to go and tell someone, a colleague or a friend, something about me.
Understand what she's going through. That's not a nice husband.
Exactly.
Even if you had that conversation with her, there was no need taking it outside.
I mean, this is...
Maybe he was looking for an advice. Maybe he did. You know, you could just look.
No.
Things are off limits.
Hey, to tell
what if she's the person that doesn't understand, even when he tells her and she starts, you know?
It's not a conversation he should have had with you, for instance.
See,
except you're related to...
Let's be realistic.
No.
I had a conversation sometime in February with a brother-in-law. He was talking on the phone with my husband, video chatting. I was in the kitchen about 11:30 p.m. trying to fix the stuff for the kids the next day, so it's easy to get them up and off to school. And he was like, Jennifer, this your hair. I said, this is my hair. What you do my hair? I was with you in the States last year for like 12 weeks, and this was the hair I had on there. This coily bits, really nice and all of that. The last time I was here, a colleague of yours had it here, and she was like, she just removed this weave on it. She really likes it, it's really nice. Nothing wrong with the hair. But he's saying to me that natural hair is better. Okay, so how long should your weave on be? How long should you take your weave on? Carry your weave on.
The minute I can smell anything at all, no matter how faint coming out of my hair, I take it off.
Okay.
That's why I tend to favor braids, although it's really painful. I'm this kind of person. I have a tender scalp.
Okay.
So if I braid my hair, that's it. No sleep for like 2 nights. Yeah, that's why shaving my hair off doesn't take me 2 minutes.
Okay.
Sometimes I'm like, no.
Okay.
So, but because of all the wahala and palava that goes into doing it, you know, I try to keep it simple and so on and so forth. But the minute I can smell anything at all, I take it off.
Okay, so
when I go to braid my hair and I'm like, no, I hardly carry hair for more than 2 or 3 weeks. Don't put the effort of God into it like I'm going to carry it for 6 months.
Exactly.
So
you know, sometimes
if 1 or 2 strands fall out, it's okay. Don't do the thing where I cannot sleep for like 9 weeks.
Okay. I see what you mean.
Sometimes they complain, do you know how much I did this year? And you know, I have to do it. I have to remove it after like a week or 2. Sometimes it's the financial, you know, the financial
some women abroad that
impact.
spend close to 80 to 100 pounds to fix a basic weave on. Something that here in Nigeria is so much cheaper.
Yes.
So I mean, by the time you cough up 80 pounds to fix hair, I mean, I will keep that hair.
But can you take care of the weave on? Let's say if you're trying to have it for 6 weeks,
I can use some spray.
Can you clean it with it under your hair?
Yes, coconut oil spray.
Yes, they have
freshen it up.
They have hair care products.
Okay.
That make it smell nice and even last longer.
Can you wash it?
Yes, you can.
What of the gum? The gummy part, does it affect it? Because I don't do weave on, so I'm trying
the
to.
thing with weave on is you do not always have to use the adhesive.
Yeah.
You use
most times you
the
braid
thread.
it and
Okay.
You use the thread and needle.
Okay.
They are so good now the way they do these things. You can't tell if it's a wig, if it's a weave on. Adhesives are not in vogue anymore. Okay. So there's a way they fix it onto your scalp, and then they move it this other way. You use a brush, you brush it down. You have a part, and it looks good. Okay. Now, but the thing with the weave on is you cannot wash the synthetic weave on and expect it to bounce back.
Yeah.
That's the rubber type.
The rubber type.
Oh, that's the one that smells
You wash
horrible.
the synthetic weave on.
I'm telling you.
It doesn't bounce back. It looks like rat's tails. Like that.
So it's the human hair that survives.
The human hair survives.
And it's very expensive.
It's very expensive.
Not everybody can afford that.
The thing with maintaining your hair is this: if you can afford the synthetic ones, they are not too expensive.
Yeah, they're quite cheap.
They're quite cheap, and because they're quite cheap,
you can change.
You can change them as often as you as you want. You can change them as often as you want. Okay. Now, let's go back to our wigs. For people who have active lifestyles that swim and run and walk and power walk and all of that,
That's a
just
better option.
stick to
Wigs.
the wigs.
That would be me, the power walking person.
Is that a wig?
It's a wig.
Are you serious?
Wig she's wearing.
I've got twins.
Yeah, and it sits perfect.
Running up and down in the house. I can't sit down for 4 hours.
When I saw it, I was like, oh.
But if you're running after them, does it come off?
You have the
pack it into a bun.
you know, what's it called? The bands.
Okay, that's secure.
Yeah, you have a secure band. So you put it on, you secure the bands.
And you know the one I like most recently now that I see is the one with the million bits. Because sometimes I'll be like, how do you sit and do this for like 10 hours?
They tell you it's a week.
Yeah, and they'll be like, it's a week. Yes, we're evolving actually. And that makes it better.
Ladies out there, if you do not have a wig and you think it's expensive, do your research. Do your research. I'll tell you what I found out yesterday. Someone said to me, if you give me 30,000, okay, the first shop was like 45,000. I'll make you this. I was admiring this beautiful million, braids on a wig. They were still doing it. 40,000. I said, oh, that's nice, really nice. And I said to myself, I know what I can do with 40,000. I can easily give it to them, but for that, no. Yeah. So some other shop, like 2-3 weeks later, the person said 25,000. Yesterday, I saw a young lady with this beautiful wig, $1 million braids. How much was her wig? 10,000 naira.
I'm sure you went for it.
10,000 naira.
It's really an investment.
Of course. But maybe there could be a difference, the texture, the quality.
It's where you are going.
It's where you go.
Oh, the packaging.
If you go to Maitama, 50,000. You go to Garaki, 25. You go to Wuse, 30.
But do you blame them? Sometimes if you sell we have the same product. I sell it for 10,000. You sell it for 25,000. People will say mine is fake.
It's fake, exactly.
It's the mentality.
Exactly. Let's bring it down to medicine. A place, an organization where I used to work, we offer family planning services. Because these family planning services come from the United Nations, one of the United Nations subsidiaries, it's highly subsidized. Now, for the injectables that last every 3 months, it's 50 naira a shot.
Wow.
So 200 naira a year.
Oh, wow.
For the implants is 800 naira for the one that lasts for 3 years and 1,000 naira for the one that lasts for 5 years. Do you know that in 2 or 3 private hospitals here in Abuja, the implants is going for 85,000 naira?
No way.
The other hospital is giving it for 150,000.
I'm not even surprised.
The exact same product? Or
I'm not even surprised.
Sweetheart, the exact same product that were bought from us and taken to this private hospital.
But why do you sell it to them?
What are you going to keep them doing? They're going to expire.
Wow. You go out and people that
we did not.
I'm telling you.
We did not know that was the price that we're going to sell it for.
Oh my God.
We just found out incidentally.
You should.
Or accidentally.
Oh God, that's bad.
And people will tell you your own is not good.
No.
Yeah, the one given for 800. Yes.
It's not good. Meanwhile, we are getting it directly from the United Nations subsidiary, and they are coming to get it from us to their own posh hospitals, private hospitals, and they're giving it to these people at an alarming amount.
And they will be the same people that will tell the person that I went to this place and they give me and they say it's fake.
Fake.
And they got it from you.
Yes.
Our attitude is actually very bad. We're very selfish.
We are digressing though.
Yes. So now we have talked about, okay, let's say how long your hair stays depends on your lifestyle.
Now let's talk about men.
Yes.
Before we get to men, please, for those of us
for too long.
For those of us that don't do wigs and weave on, how do you take care of your hair?
Oh, if you have natural hair.
Yeah.
If you have natural hair, I love natural hair.
It could be
not natural hair, like I relax my hair.
Yes.
You know,
but natural hair.
Yeah, but I don't do because of my religious belief. I don't do wig. I don't do attachments. I don't do weave on.
It's easy to maintain, sweetheart.
Exactly.
Every 6 to 12 weeks, you retouch the undergrowth. Now, after the first retouch, 7 to 10 days, you wash again to remove any residue of the relaxer, the ingredient. Then after that, you wash like every 3 to 4 weeks to make it clean and shiny.
Yeah. So we're out of time. So if you could just use a minute to tell our viewers some advice on keeping clean, on personal hygiene. Personal hygiene is very key to maintaining a healthy lifestyle, preventing pandemics and epidemics. Like right now, one of the key or the leading personal hygiene principles that we are to maintain, imbibe, maintain and sustain, hand washing. Hand washing, because it's as if we're going back to the Ebola era because of this monkeypox. So hand washing with soap and water, and not just wash in a few seconds. Wash
until you probably finish
Wash
singing
through.
happy birthday.
Wash through, yeah.
You wash, really wash, and make sure it's dry. You can air dry. You can use, if you're in a place where they have the, automatic dryer, you dry. You can use the sanitary towel, what's it called, napkins to dry.
Napkins, dry napkins.
The disposable ones. If you use the reusable ones, wash and dump. Don't keep for someone else to wash, to use, especially if in the public.
Yes.
And the sanitizers, are you supposed to use them often? Because sometimes you could use a hand sanitizer and then take something to, use your hand to eat with it.
Yes, that's true.
See, the
And
thing
they
is,
have some
the
chemicals
thing is,
in it.
The thing is, like they teach them in school, wash your hands before you eat and all of that. So I said to them, wash your hands before you eat, wash your hands after you eat, wash your hands after you take a dump. You do number 1, number 2. Okay? Now, when you finish doing that, you make sure that the next person who is coming to do the same thing, you advise the person to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, for men out there, manscaping is very important. Manscaping is not only shaving your hair and giving yourself a good, because they say, cut your hair and lose some weight and all of that. You do your manscaping from your head to your chin, to the sideburns, to your armpits, to down there. It drives me crazy when I see men with hair under their pits. I don't know what they think it is for some. Even when you go through the Vogue magazine and all of that, you see them
in Western cultures. When a man shaves there, he's considered gay.
He's considered gay.
Are you serious?
We sweat too much here.
Because homosexuals are extremely clean people.
Yeah.
Very clean people.
Yeah.
You won't find them with hair.
Clean.
So they distinguish themselves from being a gay. A gay person. They don't shave. But the thing with people over there is that their weather is temperate.
They have winter.
And they have a lot of products to make them smell good.
Yeah.
And they use it. And now one last bit of advice before we go. Ladies, when you have a new domestic staff come into your house, into your home, we all notice that 98% of them come with body odor. So what I do, I buy them a set of antiperspirant, include that toilet, give them a toilet bag with antiperspirant in there, antiseptic soap, sponge, a cheap perfume that they can afford, and educate them on how to use it.
You know, this only works if you have that kind of husband she was talking about, right?
And for me that are
sometimes
my organization,
I am not encouraging you if you're not even a little bit better.
How do you do that?
She comes to the body odor, she needs to have about 3 times a day and use those.
Sometimes it's advisable to use lemon, especially under the armpits.
Yes.
Lemon and salt.
But you know the thing
kills the.
Well, I don't know if there's a cure for body odor, but you just need to.
I think there is.
No, there's no cure.
Has to be.
There's no cure. You minimize it.
Minimize,
and then with time it
goes. The smell.
Minimize the smell.
With time it goes.
With
it's
still there. It's still there, but it's not as bad because I have a staff who has been with us for quite a bit, and I gave him all of that. And when he came, and now you will notice the difference.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. B, for all the help and all the advice on personal hygiene. The conversation continues with you. All our social media platforms are there, available on the screen. We would like to hear from you. What are your thoughts on personal hygiene? What works for you? My name is Nikki. I'll be signing off with my sisters.
Yes, the name is Mom. Divan, Mom.
Rekiva.
And Dr. B, like I've been, talking here, and glad to know you guys today. And see you next time, okay?
Thanks for tuning in.